Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20 Minute Books, we're diving into Best Self by Mike Bayer, published in 2019. This self help manual is a beacon for anyone tired of merely getting by and eager to embrace their full potential. Mike Bayer, or Coach Mike as he's affectionately known, brings his expertise as the founder and CEO of CAST Centers and a figurehead in mental health advocacy to the forefront in this transformative work. With a robust presence on Dr. Phil McGraw's advisory board and a regular spot on the Dr. Phil Show, Bayer's credentials speak volumes of his commitment to fostering happier, more authentic lives. Best Self challenges readers to confront their anti-self, the version of them inhibited by fear and negativity, and to replace it with a best self that's ready to take charge. The journey towards self-betterment is laid out with clarity, incorporating actionable tips and insights that draw from Bayer's vast experience in changing lives. Whether you're a self-helper, an innovator, or someone searching for deeper meaning in life, this book promises a compelling narrative filled with strategies to help you face your deepest fears and start thriving. Tune into this episode for an enriching summary of Best Self and embark on a journey to discover not just how to survive, but how to thrive by being the most authentic version of yourself. Best Self. Be you, only better. Introduction. Unlocking your potential. Embrace your best self. Have you ever stopped to ponder if the life you're living is genuinely the best version it could be? It's a probing inquiry, one that requires us to examine whether we're merely coasting through existence or actively pursuing a life of fulfillment and authenticity. Achieving this pinnacle of personal authenticity is, undoubtedly, no small feat. The roadmap to becoming your best self isn't something we're born knowing how to navigate. Parents and educational systems often leave us to figure it out on our own. Enter Mike Bayer, a seasoned life coach with a mission. If you've ever found yourself at a crossroads, wanting to transform your life but unclear on the starting line, Mike offers a guiding light. His book is the fruit of profound introspection and battles won against personal demons. It serves as a vital manual filled with practical wisdom and strategies that promise not just fleeting inspiration, but a tangible shift towards a brighter future. As we delve into the essence of his teachings, three central pillars emerge as beacons. 1. The power of visualization. Imagine meeting your best self. Who are they? What values do they uphold? This mental image serves as your northern star, keeping the darker parts of your persona, your anti-self, at bay. It's not just about dreaming, it's about creating a solid visual goal that guides your decisions and actions. 2. Conquering fear with reason. Fear often acts as a barrier to our greatest achievements. But what if you could dissect your fears, understand them, and approach them with logic rather than emotion? Mike urges us on a journey of rational confrontation with our fears, transforming them from towering giants into manageable hurdles. 3. The necessity of self-care. The act of putting oneself first has been wrongfully tagged as selfish. This misconception couldn't be further from the truth. Looking after your own well-being is not just beneficial, it's essential. It enables you to show up as your fullest and most vibrant self, not just for your own benefit, but for those around you. Embracing the lessons contained within. Mike Bayer's wisdom-rich guide is the first step on a grand journey. It's a journey that doesn't just promise a transformed life, but one that equips you with the tools to continuously evolve, face challenges with grit and grace, and ultimately to live a life that resonates deeply with the core of who you truly are. Let's embark on this transformative voyage together, discovering not just how to be our best selves, but how to sustain that greatness in the day-to-day tapestry of life. Part 1. Discovering your true self in a world of uniqueness. Imagine this. Despite the billions of people who have walked this planet, there's absolutely no one else who can claim your unique blend of thoughts, experiences, and emotions. It's a profound truth that often gets lost among the cliches, but its implications are monumental. Yet, here's the catch. Very few of us are taught how to navigate this uniqueness to truly blossom into our best selves. Instead, we step into a world that's ready with its own set of blueprints, often inherited from the well-intentioned but flawed guides that came before us, our parents and educational systems. This oversight leads many of us down a path that feels slightly misaligned, haunted by the nagging sensation that we're not fully living our truth. But fret not. The journey to uncovering and embracing your authentic self is within reach, and it begins with a simple yet powerful concept introduced by the author: the dichotomy of ourselves, the best self and the anti-self. Imagine your best self as the embodiment of all your finest qualities, the version of you that you aspire to be. To bring this persona to life, grab a pen and paper and start jotting down the qualities you most admire in yourself, even if they don't always see the light of day. From courage and logic to compassion and creativity, let no positive trait go unnoted. Now give this collection of attributes a form. Perhaps your best self takes the shape of a fearless explorer, a wise sage, or something entirely unique, like a guardian spirit or an empowering symbol. For instance, the author channels a wise wizard named Merlin, symbolizing wisdom and guidance, while a client found solace in the image of Ralph, an eternally optimistic squirrel. With your best self vividly described, it's time to translate this vision onto paper. Sketching might feel daunting, but remember, the masterpiece here is not the drawing, but the intention behind it. This visual emblem serves as a daily reminder hung prominently in your space, a beacon guiding you towards who you aim to be. But as every hero has a shadow, understanding your best self also means confronting its adversary, the anti-self. This segment of the journey asks us to look at the parts of us that hold us back, but that's a tale for another time. For now, hold on to the image of your best self, for it's the first step in the dance towards self-discovery and fulfillment. Part 2. Mastering your shadow, the path to controlling your anti-self. Imagine this: a calm, collected individual transforms into a fury behind the wheel, shouting at every red light and fellow driver in sight. This startling transformation is more than just stress unfolding. It's a glimpse into the anti-self taking the driver's seat, quite literally. This darker counterpart within us emerges in response to specific triggers, often linked to unresolved issues or fears from our past, leading us down paths of reaction we later regret. Take Suzanne's story, for instance. Her anti-self, dubbed Road Rage Regina, took the stage whenever she found herself stuck in traffic. Behind Regina's anger was a deeper fear of losing control, rooted in Suzanne's high school years filled with illness and the anxiety of falling behind. This backstory turns a seemingly irrational reaction into a tale as old as time, the fight between our present selves and the shadows of our past. The silver lining here is profound. By identifying and understanding our anti-self, we can predict and, consequently, manage its appearances. Reflect on moments when you felt you've lost control, acted out of anger, or let fear dictate your actions. It might be as recent as a heated argument, or as trivial as an impulsive decision that left you wondering, was that really me? The exercise that follows involves a candid self-assessment. List down every behavior and trait that embodies your anti-self, using descriptors like impulsive and vindictive or withdrawn. It's essential to navigate this process without judgment, shining a light on these aspects to diminish their hold over you. Then, breathe life into this anti-self as you did with your best self. Give it a name, a form, maybe even a quirky trait or two. By personifying this side of you, you transform it from a fearsome shadow to a manageable figure, one that you can recognize and thus choose to not embody. Imagine how ludicrous yet enlightening picturing your anger as a cartoon villain could be. Reflect on instances where your anti-self took the reins, noting the behaviors exhibited. Now, contrast these with how your best self would have navigated the same situations. This exercise is not simply about self-awareness, but about empowering you to choose differently when faced with triggers. Yes, initially this might feel like a Herculean task, but with persistence, this practice of conscious choice becomes a robust tool in mastering your reactions, gradually allowing your best self to shine through more consistently. Through understanding and mastering your anti-self, you embark on a transformative journey toward a more controlled and genuine expression of your identity. Part 3. Confronting Fear, your passport to becoming your best self. Embarking on the voyage to discover and nurture your best self, you're bound to traverse through uncharted territories and challenging landscapes. It's an adventure of transformation, but as with all great adventures, there are obstacles to overcome. Standing tall among these barriers, casting the longest shadow, is fear. The antidote to fear's paralyzing grip? A dose of unflinching honesty. It's important to recognize that fear often dons the guise of a protective friend, whispering tales of caution that, over time, skew your perception of reality. It presents worst-case scenarios as inevitabilities, leading you to agonize over a future that is far from certain. This distortion can immobilize you, trapping you in a cycle of what-ifs that drains your energy and diverts your focus from productive action. However, shining a light on your fears can diminish their power. The journey to mastering your fears begins with pinpointing them. Armed with a pen and paper, pose yourself the question: what fears have been barriers on my path to change? Scrutinize your responses. Do you notice a pattern? Perhaps the fear of failure or concern about others' opinions repeatedly emerges. With your fears laid bare, the next phase is to test their hold over you. Imagine your mind as a muscle that can be strengthened with the right exercises, in this case, exercises in critical thinking and problem solving. By devising a strategy aimed at confronting your fears rather than succumbing to them, you transition from a state of paralysis to one of action. Start by categorizing your fears under 3 headings. My fear is, it is preventing me from, and my strategy to prevent this fear from materializing is. For instance, if the dream of entrepreneurship is being stifled by the fear of financial instability, consider creating a financial safety net as part of your plan. Setting aside 6 months' worth of living expenses before taking the leap might be a prudent first step. Visualization also serves as a powerful tool in the arsenal against fear. When besieged by anxious thoughts, envision encapsulating them within a colossal cardboard box. Mentally shrink this box to the size of your palm. Then, in the theater of your mind, toss this box into the depths of a vast canyon. Watching it disappear, allow yourself to be enveloped by the serene tranquility of release. In confronting fear with honesty, identifying its patterns, and strategically disarming it, you fortify your journey towards your best self. Overcoming fear isn't just about evasion. It's about dismantling the barriers it erects, one truthful, constructive step at a time. Part 4. Enhancing your social wellness, learning the art of connecting with others. Our voyage to becoming our best selves isn't solely an inward quest. Our interactions and connections with those around us play an equally vital role. Paraphrasing the timeless wisdom of John Donne, we thrive not in isolation, but in the richness of our relationships. Let's embark on an exploration of the social layers of our lives, particularly focusing on the myriad benefits of socializing and how, if needed, we can enhance our social skills. Research underscores the immense value of social interactions for both mental and physical well-being. A compelling study from the University of Michigan in 2008 likened social interaction to a workout for the brain, instrumental in keeping our cognitive faculties sharp. Furthermore, a comprehensive survey by Gallup Healthways in the same year revealed that individuals reported peak happiness on days filled with 6 to 7 hours of social engagement. This finding illustrates the profound impact of socializing on our overall happiness and underscores the importance of carving out time for meaningful interactions with friends and family. However, the adventure doesn't stop at familiar faces. The vitality of our social lives also stems from stepping out of our comfort zones to forge new connections. These new interactions serve as a breeding ground for inspiration and intellectual growth, pushing us to explore novel ideas and perspectives. Yet, despite the clear benefits, the art of socializing doesn't come naturally to everyone. Many find the prospect of mingling, especially with strangers, to be a daunting challenge. Fear not, for like any skill, socializing can be honed and improved with practice and a few strategic tips. One common hurdle is the struggle to initiate conversations. A simple yet effective solution is to arm yourself with topics beforehand, drawing from recent learning experiences or interesting encounters. This proactive approach provides a solid foundation for engaging discussions without the pressure of spontaneous creativity. The power of observation and active listening cannot be overstressed. Demonstrating genuine interest in others' thoughts and stories by asking thoughtful questions and attentively listening makes people feel valued and encourages deeper connections. Don't overlook the silent language of body language. It's said that about 70% of communication is nonverbal. Thus, maintaining an open posture, making eye contact, and other positive nonverbal cues significantly enhances the quality of interactions, signaling your engagement and openness. In wrapping up, remember that social well-being is an integral component of our quest to be our best selves. By embracing the joy of socializing and refining our skills in this arena, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to the well-being of our communities. Part 5. The Foundation of Giving. Prioritizing self-care to nourish others. In the tapestry of life, many of us naturally assume roles that position us as caregivers, supporters, and nurturers in our relationships. This inclination towards caring for others not only enriches our connections, but also aligns closely with our journey to becoming our best selves. However, an essential truth often overlooked is that the capacity to genuinely care for others is deeply rooted in how well we care for ourselves. Neglecting self-care can lead us into a state of depletion, leaving us without the necessary physical or emotional reserves to be of meaningful service to those around us. Embracing self-care is far from a selfish endeavor. It's fundamentally an act of generosity. By maintaining our well-being, we ensure that we are in the best possible position to contribute positively to the lives of others, to navigate the demands of daily life without succumbing to burnout. Several practical strategies can be adopted to promote a balanced and healthy lifestyle. One particularly effective tool championed by the author is mindful breathing. When stress tightens its grip, our breathing pattern is often the first casualty, becoming shallow and rapid. By deliberately taking a moment to engage in deep, measured breaths, we can recalibrate our stress response, inviting calmness to replace chaos and regain perspective. Exercise also stands out as a powerful antidote to stress. Dedicating 20 to 30 minutes each day to physical activity, be it a serene walk, a revitalizing bike ride, or an energizing gym session, can work wonders for our mental and emotional health, providing a necessary diversion from the pressures of daily life. Moreover, the importance of sleep cannot be overstated. Quality rest is crucial for our cognitive function and overall well-being. Ensuring at least 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep, maintaining consistent sleep routines, and avoiding late-night meals can significantly enhance our ability to face the challenges of a new day. Engaging in hobbies and pursuits that light up our souls is another vital component of self-care. These activities offer outlets for creative expression and joy, adding depth and color to our existence. While balancing responsibilities with personal passions may seem daunting, it's not insurmountable. Reflecting on what barriers, be it excessive screen time or unoptimized commutes, hinder us from indulging in these interests can reveal feasible solutions, such as embracing audiobooks during travel or reallocating leisure time more meaningfully. In essence, positioning self-care at the forefront of our lives empowers us to fill our own cup first, thereby ensuring we have an abundance to share with those around us. It's a profound recognition that taking care of oneself is the bedrock upon which the ability to care for others is built, fostering a cycle of well-being that enriches both our own lives and the lives of those we touch. Part 6. Building Better Bonds. The Truth Behind Relationship Myths. The phrase, "it's complicated," has become a go-to explanation for the twists and turns of romantic relationships. However, attributing relational friction solely to complexity overlooks a fundamental catalyst of disappointment: the clashing of reality with our fantastical expectations. In an era where love is often portrayed through rose-tinted lenses, think of the whirlwind romances and undying passion lauded in movies and songs. It's no wonder that reality often falls short. Real-life relationships navigate through not only moments of joy and romance, but also through the inevitable storms of mood swings, crises, and challenges. In dispelling the myths that obscure our path to fulfilling relationships, we start with the misconception that flourishing partnerships are built on continuous, grand romantic gestures. This belief sets the stage for disillusionment, as the intensity of initial attraction naturally evolves into a deeper, more stable form of love. This transition from the exhilarating rush of falling in love to the steady warmth of being in love marks a progression into a phase characterized by genuine connection and mutual respect. The second myth to dismantle is the notion that a perfect relationship is one devoid of conflict. Contrary to this belief, disagreements are a normal and healthy aspect of any partnership. Conflict, when navigated constructively, can fortify bonds by allowing partners to air grievances and work through differences, fostering a deeper understanding and respect. In the midst of a disagreement, it's vital to engage from a place of your best self, ensuring that responses are guided by empathy and rationality rather than instantaneous reactions from your anti-self. Here are a few guidelines to help steer conflicts towards productive resolutions. 1. Maintain composure and refrain from raising your voice. Escalating the volume doesn't enhance the clarity of your message. 2. Actively listen to your partner, signaling your engagement and willingness to understand their perspective. When there are points of agreement, explicitly acknowledge them. 3. Steer clear of withdrawing from the discussion, even when an immediate solution seems elusive. Aim to conclude on a note of mutual understanding, committed to finding a compromise. By addressing and debunking these myths, we pave the way to healthier, more realistic expectations of what it means to be in a relationship. Understanding and accepting the natural ebb and flow of romantic partnerships allows us to appreciate the beauty of evolving love, ensuring we can navigate the journey together with resilience, understanding, and deepened intimacy. Final summary. Embarking on the quest to become your best self might be the grandest adventure we can undertake in our lifetimes. Yet, curiously, it's a journey for which most of us are given no map. From childhood through to adulthood, the roadmap to self-discovery and personal fulfillment is one we're expected to sketch out on our own, navigating through the fog of societal expectations and personal uncertainties. Yet, the path to thriving is accessible to all of us, if only we're willing to take the steps. Through understanding the dual nature of our personalities, our best self and our anti-self, we can begin to steer our actions in more intentional and positive directions. Recognizing and striving towards the qualities of our best self, while acknowledging and managing our anti-self, sets a foundation for growth and self-improvement. Facing and dismantling our fears is another monumental step on this journey. Fears often act as barriers, keeping us locked in a state of inaction or dissatisfaction. By confronting these fears with honesty and strategic thinking, we can move beyond them, opening up new possibilities for our lives. Human connection plays a pivotal role in our well-being. Yet for many, the art of socializing doesn't come naturally. Learning this skill, treating it as a learnable, improvable aspect of our lives, enriches not only our own lives but those of the people we interact with, fostering healthier, more meaningful relationships. Self-care is an indispensable part of this journey. It is the wellspring from which our ability to care for others flows. By ensuring we are physically and emotionally nourished, we are better equipped to support and uplift those around us, fulfilling our roles as caregivers and connectors in a more sustainable and effective manner. Finally, navigating relationships with a clear eyed view, dispelling the myths of perpetual romance and conflict free partnerships, enables us to build and maintain healthier, more fulfilling connections. Understanding the natural evolution of love and the constructive potential of conflict can transform our relationships into sources of strength and joy. All these elements, understanding our dual selves, conquering our fears, mastering social skills, dedicating ourselves to self care, and nurturing realistic views on relationships, combine to lay down the stepping stones towards becoming our best selves. It's a journey of endless learning and growth, but one that promises the richest of rewards, a life well lived, true to our deepest selves. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.